Hi, Price family. This is Crystal Purrier, your school librarian, and I'm here today to get you set up with an Epic account. Epic is a digital reading platform that features over 40,000 different titles. It's always been free for in-person in schools, but now they are all going to extend free usage for at home. So from 6 a.m. till 3 p.m., our students are going to be able to use it in the NTI format until June 2021. So I want to get you set up for success with an Epic account. So this first video is all about getting you as a new user set up for success. So setting up your teacher account, there are some choices that are going to benefit your student accounts. So I'm going to show you in your class, your teacher class settings, how to make sure that your students are successful. So this is what this first video is about. We will be making some future videos to share on how to engage your students and use Epic more effectively in some future videos. So this one is just about getting set up and getting your account settings set up. All right, so if you look, we're already on the Epic homepage. It's getepic.com. If a parent chooses to want to get set up, they can have 24-hour access. It is $7.99 for a monthly access, but we know our parents at Price may not be able to afford that. Epic is also going to have some limited free access for a limited number of titles. So even after 3 p.m. until the 6 a.m. roll around. So students are still going to have some access to some titles, but not everything. But during that crunch time of school time, we'll have that. As an educator, you are going to go to the Get Started. And you're going to sign up as an educator. And it's going to ask you for your demographic information. And you're going to fill this out according to who you are and what you do in our school. Your grade levels, I'm going to choose my lowest grade level that I work with. And price, we are a BAS level, so we level our kids in that. And so in Epic terms, you're going to choose FNP, and then when students are looking for books to read on their level, which I will teach you in a later video on how to have the kids navigate it and find that, you're going to choose FNP. And then you can put in price, and Epic will help you find it. And we are on 5001 Garden Green Way, and we're going to click continue. So at this point, you can make a choice to put in your educator email address and a password, but thankfully for us, our JCPS emails are Google enabled. So you can click to sign up with your Google, and then your computer will recognize it and remember it. So you can already click that. I am not going to do that at this point in time with the step because I've already done so. So I already have an account. But this is where you would do that to get set up with that. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to hit the login up here. After you've created an account, you will do the same. And you will notice that it will ask me if I'm a parent or a student or an educator. If I was a student, I would enter in a class code, which you will generate in a bit. You will see. Over here, you already noticed that, hey, there's Ms. Purrier's class code. There's Mr. Petty's NTI class code, because on this device, it remembers and recognizes that it's been used before on Epic. So it will remember class codes, and then we'll do the same for your students' devices. So if they're using a Chromebook at home, if they're using an iPad at home, it will remember Epic and the class codes for them. But I am going into my educator account, so I can click on Google, It will pull up my Google accounts. I'm going to choose my JCPS Google account, which is my Jefferson County school email. And we'll pull up my educator dashboard. And here is where you're going to make some adjustments to your class settings to set up your students for success. Now, some of our students in Price are familiar with Epic. They've used it in the library, and they may have used it in their classrooms. So they're familiar with getting access to different things. And this is where you're going to shut down some access to some things. But this is where you can also use some of these tools for your teaching. So on the left-hand side, here is your class and account settings. This is your unique student class code. So just like you saw before, it was recognizing class codes, and if there was a student logging in, they would use that. Login instructions that you could send home to parents or email out to parents or screenshot to parents, all those different ways that we're going to be trying to communicate with parents on how to use this, or with our students. It's different for iPads, it's different for Chromebooks, but it's there. Keep scrolling down, and here are class settings. These are very important for success for how your students are going to be using it. Epic does have videos, and there are really great educational videos, but we're going to use Epic as a reading platform, not a video platform, because if they have their choice, they're going to watch videos. They're video babies, but we want them to use them as independent reading and group reading or guided reading platform. So we can toggle that off or on. If you find a video you want to share with them, you have a video that you want them to watch, turn it on. Otherwise, turn it off. Student profiles. So if you look on this, the right-hand column, Epic generates a character or an avatar for them, and it might be one that they don't feel comfortable, they don't feel it represents them, and so they want to make changes to it. You should give them opportunity to make changes to it when you're creating their accounts, but it's not something that they should go down the rabbit hole of doing every time they get onto Epic. So turn it on, tell them they have 2 weeks, a week, a day. I mean, give them time to make changes to it, and then toggle it back off so that they're not using all their Epic time to play around with their avatar. If you ever change grade levels, you can change that here. If we ever need to change to, you made a mistake in setting up your account, or you already have an account, you want to change your reading system, you can change your reading system here. So you can change it to grade levels, DRA, there. In the center, you have different subjects and topics that you can explore, and it will populate books for you based on those. Look, we have Chinese, French, and Spanish books we can look for our students. How do we get students in? So we want to get going, we want to get them in. We can do a class roster. And we can add students one or two ways. We can add them in individually, or we can import from Google Classroom. So I had some wonky things happen to my Google Classroom because I have over 100 students in my Google Classroom. You should not have any trouble importing from Google Classroom. If you do, you can still import your 24 to 28 students that you have individually, and you can add in the parent emails that will let them know that you're using Epic and give them opportunities to purchase or know about the free time after the 3 p.m. But that is a quick way to add your class rosters and get started. So that's how you're going to set up your yourself to get started with Epic. Um, that's all for this video, and I'm going to make another one to help you get going with some other effective and engaging ways to use Epic.